So part two of Joseline's interview with Carlos King to me was equally as good as part one. It was very informative as well. I learned so much about Joseline that I did not know, just like on last week's episode. If you're new to this channel, my name is Keisha, aka Color Me Pynk, and this is my all tea all shade reaction to Joseline Hernandez interview with Carlos King. So I was shocked to find out that Joseline was supposed to be a series regular on Lee Daniels' old television show Star, which lasted 2 seasons. And honestly, that was a smart decision that she made, considering that the show only lasted for 2 seasons. I remember her doing a couple of episodes on the show, and I was like, okay, Joseline, I see you. You're doing your little acting, thug thizzle, all right. And come to find out, he really wanted her to be a series regular on the show, but she gotten pregnant with Bonnie Bella around that time. And she said that she really believed in Joseline's cabaret and that she really wanted to focus on that plus her music. And once again, following her gut and following her dreams really have taken her far. And it could be a really big lesson to other people that, sometimes you have to stick to your guts and go with what God is telling you to do, because that may be the thing for you. This other thing that looks good for that moment, is literally only for that moment. But look at what she's done with her career. Like, she's her own boss. She owns her, businesses and everything. So she made smart business moves. Carlos asked, does she get along with Stevie J? And Joseline was like, he don't bother me. Like, we don't really see each other. And she says, but how does it feel seeing it through his failed marriage? Because didn't you do an interview for them? And Carlos just busted out laughing. I was like, what interview did he do with them? I don't remember that. Do y'all remember an interview that Carlos did with Stevie and Faith? Now, anybody that follows me and this channel knows that Faith is in my top 5 favorite singers of all time. And her and Beyonce, out of my top 5, are the only 2 that I've actually seen perform on my birthday. But anywho, so I just remember when I found out that they were dating, let alone got married, I was like, Faith, are you back on that cocaine? Because what is going on, girl? Why are you over here bothering with Stevie J? What is happening? Is it a drought wherever you live? Like, because this got to be the like an end of the world decision. Like, what is happening here? But she fell for his charm and married him, child. And he took her through HE double hockey sticks like he did everybody else, child. Now they going through a divorce. Carlos said, did you and Faith get along? And Joseline was like, I've never had a problem with her. She was probably effing Stevie when I was still with him, but it was so good because it allowed me just to leave. She really just saved my life. Too bad for her and too good for me. And if you remember when Joseline and Stevie had their spinoff show on VH1, it was only 1 season. And this was at the end of their relationship. Like, she was doing her thing. He was doing his thing. He was still trying to be in a relationship with her, but she was pulling away from him. That's when it came out that his daughter, Savannah, didn't like Joseline, and they got into it. And Joseline told her, you can't beat me. And all of that stuff. And remember, Faith was on that show. And remember, he courted her. And then he lied about something, and she was like, yeah, I'm good. Like, it's a wrap. Like, I'm not about to play these games with you. And then they end up getting back together again. So I can see why she says that she thinks that they probably were sleeping with each other while they were still going back and forth on whether or not they was going to be together. And Joseline spoke another truth when she said, how Faith getting with Stevie saved her life, because who knows, if he wouldn't have got with her, they probably would have still went back and forth for a while. And we know how bad things were when she was with Stevie. And it was a blessing for her because it allowed her to finally get away from him and do her own thing. And then it was bad for Faith because we've seen the things that Stevie has done to Faith, cheating on her, embarrassing her on social media. We'll never forget that infamous video where he was on live and she was in the bed and he was calling her out of her name and accusing her of cheating and all types of craziness. So very unfortunate. So Carlos then brings up when Stevie tried to get custody of Bonnie Bella. And she says that it was during a time when she was on marriage boot camp and he did it while she was gone. She couldn't show up to court because she would have been breaking her contract with the show. She couldn't leave the house. She didn't want to get sued. And so as soon as so he was able to be awarded custody while she was there. But as soon as she got out and they went back to court, she showed up and Stevie didn't. And she says that the judge tried calling him. He didn't answer the phone. They called Faith. She didn't know where he was at. So she got back custody of Bonnie Bella. And she says that she gets along great with Bonnie's sister. She said they go out and have drinks and all that type of stuff. And so I'm wondering, does that include Savannah? Are they back cool now? Like, what's going on with that? But she says she's very cool with Bonnie's sisters and she loves Bonnie's relationship with her siblings because they all do love her. And that's the most important thing, that she's getting love from both of her parents and her siblings, which is really good. So we also find out that she turned down a co-hosting gig for The Real, which was honestly another smart decision because The Real ended maybe 2 seasons or so after Tamara left, maybe 2 or 3 seasons afterwards. And I remember when Joseline was on there, trying out for the show, when everybody thought that she was an amazing fit for the show. She was funny. She was informative. She was just Joseline. And I did not know that she was actually offered the job, but she said that she did not want to take it. They were only trying to pay her $50,000. An episode, which Carlos brought up, $50,000 to us is a lot, but in Los Angeles and the lifestyle that they have to live, that ain't. Plus you got to pay managers, publicists, taxes. Like, that money dwindles down really quickly. So Joseline was like, honey, I did not have time to sit up there with them old biz naives talking about other biz naives. Honey, I got things to do and it ain't them. I'm like, y'all can keep that $50,000 a month. She was like, I make more than that off season 1 of the Cabaret. She was like, the season 1 of the Cabaret still pays her bills, her mortgage and everything else. And it's just season 1. Baby, when you own something, it's a totally, totally different ball game. And this is coming from not only Joseline, but from me. Like, I went through a period, the first half of my career, where I was signed to publishers. My first publisher got 5 books for me. My second publisher got 5 books for me. And then after that, I went and started self-publishing my work because I realized my worth and stopped and thought, like, why am I giving a publisher a larger percent of my royalties than I'm getting, and I'm the one doing all of the hard work? You know what I'm saying? And so once I took my career in my own hand, it's been up since then. Like, I have full ownership. Like, my movie Paper Heart, I had the ownership rights to sell that for it to become a movie. Like, all of these different things. Like, my YouTube channel, this is me. Nobody else is over me. You know what I'm saying? So it is a great thing to be your own boss and an entrepreneur. She says that she's hard on the girls on Joseline's Cabaret because she wants them to be great. And she says that she'll never stop fighting because that's her. And I'm like, girl, if you like it, I love it. I just know I'm tired and I'm sore. I don't have time for nobody to be punching me in the head or kicking me in the stomach and me fighting folks and, potentially might go to jail and charges. Like, who got time for all of that stress? Especially when you're in a predicament where Joseline is making all this money. She's the owner of her businesses. Like, girl, have somebody to take care of your lightweight at this point. Like, girl, sit down. And, she says that when she called the girls' names and stuff, that's her showing love. Okay, that's a strange way of showing love. I think that it's a different way for you to go about doing it. I liked Joseline the most season 1 of the Cabaret because she came in, she was very nice, she was very sweet, accommodating to the girls, and she didn't turn up on them until she absolutely had to. And I wish that she would go back to that. I really honestly would. Sometimes it's funny when she called them $2 hoes. But for the most part, it just be like, girl, sit down. Like, stop threatening these people just because you shape like Nia Jax. For all of my WWE fans, you know what I'm talking about. She's back. Anyway, so she did contradict herself, though, about her drug use when her saying that she doesn't perform high because that's a lie, because you literally when you started this season of Jocelyn's Cabaret and you did your performance in New York, you got on stage and said this is your first time performing not being high or drunk. So that's a lie. And she says she likes to party. She likes to, do her booger sugar, whatever she like doing at that moment. She says it's her life. She can do what she want to do. Now, she just got on the internet this week, literally refuting claims that she's pregnant, and says that she was like, y'all know I'm not doing drugs, or whatever. So she was like, I don't know what y'all think. I'm not pregnant or anything. So I don't know. She got a child. If her child ain't a good enough reason for her not to be doing drugs, and for just the doing drugs, period, I don't know what else to tell her. She a grown woman. She making a grown woman decision, and prayerfully, hopefully, she doesn't ever have a bad effect from it. She don't never get a bad batch or anything, because you know how they mixing and cooking up everything in one pot and fencing out. Like, I ain't got time, girl. But to each his own, child. Ain't my nose and it ain't my body. She says that she wonders why she gets scrutinized for doing, drugs, when she says that everybody else does. Well, that's a lie, girl, because I don't do drugs. Never have, never will. Okay? I don't drink, I don't smoke, I don't do anything. I'm a natural high, okay? And she says regarding Amber Rose, she was like, she attacked her. Amber attacked Jocelyn, and she was like, if I would have attacked Amber, she would have been accused of being high and this, that, and the third. And she was like, it's total biasness and it's a difference. You know what I'm saying? And after that, the interview was pretty much done. I thought it was a very good interview. Like I said, I came out of it learning so much more about Joseline. She is a very, very, very smart businesswoman. She says that she's the one that negotiates all of her contracts. So you got to give it up to her. She kept referencing that Ballistic is her husband. She did the same thing with Stevie. I'm like, girl, when y'all get married? Y'all ain't married. Stop. But yeah, it was a very good interview. I give part 2 an A. It was equally as good as the first. So y'all let me know down below in the comment section what shocked you out of part 1 and part 2. What did you think of her interview? Let's talk about it all. You guys, do not forget that this Saturday I will have a new nostalgic tea story video coming out, where I will be telling the tragic downfall of That 70s Show cast. We know everything that's been going on with Danny Masterson and him being sentenced to 30 years in prison. Well, baby, not only do I got tea on him, but I got tea on Ashton Kutcher, Mila Kunis, Laura Prepon, Wilmer Valderrama, all of them, child. We gonna get into the tea, so you do not want to miss that video. It is dropping this Saturday at 6 p.m. Please, please, please tune in and support like you did the last nostalgic tea story video. And this week I will be dropping my Fashion Killer VMA 2023 award show review that me and Sharita will actually be filming tonight. So look forward to it. It's going to be super, super funny. I love you guys, and I'll see you on the next video. Bye.